So on our last episode, I was telling everyone how she was a two-push baby.
She was a two-push baby. It was, I basically threw her up.
Hello! I'm Carmi.
I'm Lauri.
Welcome to Momsters!
Monster!
Welcome back to Momsters. I have to whisper.
Hello.
I don't want. If I talk too loud, will she wake up?
Everyone in my house might, but we'll see.
Okay. Well, this is Lauri, and I'm here with
Carmi and little Lilly.
baby. She's so sweet. She's so tiny. Oh, she looks like she's calming down now.
Yeah,
It's
a
because
little
she
bit.
hears my voice. No, I'm kidding.
There's no putting her down at night, so here we are.
I
I'm
was
on the night
fortunate that.
shift.
Pardon?
I'm on the night shift.
You're on the night shift. Oh, geez. So Aunt Nikki gifted me. Well, she didn't gift me. We were playing bingo at Thanksgiving. And when we play bingo at Thanksgiving, we give like not gag gifts, but gifts, like small gifts. And one of the gifts that she gave was um, Island coconut coffee.
What is
And
it?
yeah, it was like for a Keurig.
Oh,
Okay. So when Aunt Angie was dying, who was her mother? Aunt Nikki's mother is Aunt Angie. So when her mother was dying and I was doing night shift with her mother, we were drinking the coconut coffee because she had to drink coffee. And she had coconut flavored creamer. So it was so bizarre because when I made the coconut creamer, the coconut coffee, and I smelled it this morning, I was like, okay, you can't cry. I was getting ready for an interview. I'm like, you can't cry. This isn't the time. But it just brought me right back to night shift.
mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Are you wearing a fur coat?
No, I'm not wearing a fur coat. This is like a shirt that your mom sent me for Christmas.
That's interesting because she sent me this shirt.
That's weird that we're wearing them at the same time. Do
It
do do
is.
do 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 do.
It's very soft.
Oh,
So yeah, the first 6 to 8 weeks of motherhood is like just survival mode, basically. Just endless cycles of feeding and then napping and changing. And this is about all she does.
and she's cute. She was so spoiled when we came to visit. Aunt Maria, my daughter, of course, held Lily the entire time. Like, and Lily just like slept with her. She was so comfortable with Maria. She just loved her.
Yes, she
Yeah,
likes
it was
being
cool.
held. Usually during the day, she's pretty good that she'll sit in one of the several little stations we have. But at night, she just really needs attention, which is fun. We're hoping to eventually get her to go from like 3 to 6 without needing attention because then we can overlap our shifts and get a little bit of sleep. I mean, we're getting enough sleep, but definitely not full nights, either of us.
We'll have to come out and visit you again so
That
you
was
could nap.
glorious. Got to take a 2 hour nap. So good.
It's the greatest thing. Kids are just, especially that age. Well, not even just that age. I mean, the whole watching them grow up, like you don't feel any older, but they're growing. Like you look and you're like, oh my God, she's 5. Oh no, she's, 17.
17. I'm excited for her to be like 6 months and a year. And then Lincoln's a good age. I
Lincoln's a
like
good
that he
age. Yeah.
communicates, and he's just super sweet. He's really good with her too.
As are your dogs.
Yeah, my dogs like the baby. My dogs don't always like Lincoln, but they like the baby.
Yeah. Indy loves her. Indy's just like all over her. Yeah.
Indy's so good.
Indy's a good baby dog, a good child dog.
Yes, she
Hmm.
is.
So on our last episode, I was telling everyone how she was a two push baby.
She was a two push baby. It was, I basically threw her up. I was vomiting over the side of the bed after I napped after my epidural, which is a glorious invention. Um, so I'm throwing up in the bag over the side of the bed, and they're like, I, I, I was like, I feel something weird. It feels funny. And the nurse said, "Oh, well, you're crowning." I'm like, crowning is the last part. So we skipped over, all of the, hard pushing in labor, and she just popped right out. Literally, one push was the head, and one push was the rest of her. So that was nice compared to the whole rest of the pregnancy. And I've been feeling wonderful since then. So that's good. I haven't felt this good I don't, since March. Yeah.
In years, Carm. I mean, seriously, you
Yeah, I mean,
even
it's been
look.
a rough time.
Yeah, you
So,
look
but
better.
it feels good though.
Yeah. Hmm.
Oh, is that a gassy smile? You have a gassy smile. Oh.
You can't. I know for those people who can't see her, she's making these cute little smiley faces. Oh, so great having a baby in the family.
Yeah, we're due for a blowout diaper, so we'll prepare
I'll
for
take
that
over when that happens.
when it comes. And then newborn stage, I think, was easier without Lincoln. Well, and with Lincoln. I loved having Lincoln and seeing him with his little sister. That's amazing. Um, but the newborn stage was easier when I could just sleep whenever she was asleep.
Hmm.
And having a toddler makes that impossible because he's on a real kid schedule and goes to school. So she's been keeping him up, and then he's miserable all day. So we're I'm just hanging on to the thought that this is not forever.
No, it's
It's just
temporary.
a temporary, like 6 to 8 weeks until she
Yeah.
figures out her days and her nights.
Yes, it's all temporary.
Lincoln was quick, so we'll see if she adjusts quickly.
I don't even remember with Maria if she adjusted quickly. Well, you know what? Like I said, I the reason why she slept so well at night is because I put her in bed with me.
Yeah, a lot of people do that.
Yes,
You're
because
not
she had a bed
apparently supposed to do that according to
in
the
her nursery. So
whatever.
the bed and the crib. So we slept in the bed together. And then before Uncle Dave came in, I put her back in the bassinet. So he didn't see.
So one of my favorite baby items is the Dakatot, and the Dakatot
Mhm.
is technically not sold in the United States anymore because they added some regulation that you can't use it as a sleeping device or something. But the original concept for the Dakatot came from overseas in like Europe because they co-sleep a lot. And so
Mhm.
the concept was the Dakatot's like a flat thing, and there's like a styrofoam ring around it, almost like a pool noodle.
Mhm.
Uh, so the idea was, you're not gonna squish your kid basically while you're co-sleeping. But they got rid of them in the United States. They continue to sell them overseas because they promote and allow co-sleeping overseas. Um, Nevertheless, we use our talk and talk because I'm really into it. Boop. And the kids sleep really well in it. So
You have to do what's best for your child. That's all there is to it.
Mm.
Quit touching her. You're going to wake her up. It's you I'm talking to, Carmela.
Hmm?
I said, quit touching her. You're going to wake her up.
No, she's mine. I'll touch her.
So, what kind of sweater did your mother get you for Christmas as a gift
This,
that you're wearing?
it's like gray.
Is it fuzzy?
Yes. It's from the
My
same company that Aunt Angie bought all of her clothes from right before she died. Which I thought was ironic, but super soft nonetheless.
That's how this is. The first day she gave it to me, I slept in it. I took a nap in it. It was so comfortable. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Hmm.
So now when I come home from whatever I'm doing in the day, I take everything off and I put this on.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's nailing the gifts this year. My mother's very good at gifts. Especially, she came to visit the baby and brought a whole slew of gifts for Lincoln, including these like, oh god, what are they? Polydrone block things, um, which are like translucent puzzle piece
Squares.
squares that you can
Yeah.
build into like castles and houses and stuff. But really cool gift and made Lincoln feel very special when they came to visit the baby. So that was super cool of her. So she's on a roll right now.
So he's getting like double gifts. So he'll get like,
He's getting
I'm
so,
the older brother gift
yes,
and then holiday gifts.
a lot of older brother gifts
Yeah.
and holiday gifts, which is nice. But he gets like very confused now if he doesn't get a gift. So
So when we came to visit, Uncle Robbie, my son, brought Lincoln a transformer. I forget which one. Star, I don't know which one it was. Whatever. And they played Transformers for 4 hours. Yeah. Robbie was exhausted.
yeah, I don't know how Robbie made it that long.
Yeah.
That's
Best form of birth control ever is having
impressive.
someone babysit. Not that I really have to worry about that at this point, but you know, yeah. Yep. But I loved watching her. So thank you for letting us do that. That was really
Well,
cool.
thank you for
And
letting me
watching
do
Lincoln
it.
too, because he's so sweet.
He's really good. He's like a little bit edgier since we've had the baby. Like they say that you're gonna have your toddler regress. And I don't think that he's regressed horribly, but he definitely like demands more attention.
Hmm.
But that's understandable. And for the most part, he's really helpful.
Yeah, he was great. I couldn't find diapers. He came right over and found them for me. And he was,
Hmm.
yeah, yep. And then he wanted something to eat. And he was said he was going to the refrigerator. And he's like, I'll do it. He wanted to go by himself. He's like, I'll do
Yeah.
it.
He's very independent.
Yes, that's awesome.
Except, so my husband is the preferred parent right now,
Hmm.
maybe forever. And um, we take shifts with the baby, but Lincoln seems to intrude on whatever shift is Patrick's shift. So if Patrick's up until 3 o'clock in the morning, Lincoln will wake up in the middle of the night and like look around for Patrick and see that it's just me, and then find his way down the stairs to go bother Patrick. But the same thing happens if if Patrick's on the second shift, is Lincoln will get up at 5 o'clock in the morning looking for Patrick, and then Patrick ends up with both kids the whole time. So that's a fun complication.
Well, for him, not for you.
No. Hi there.
There she is. Now she's awake.
Yes, and this is why we can't sleep these
Yeah.
nighttime hours.
Nighttime hours.
because she sleeps in these broken, sporadic 15-minute spurts. Oh, big yawn.
I remember with Robbie, we were like panicked with everything that happened. And with Maria, it was like you just didn't care. You figure as long as they're breathing, it was all
I'm
good.
much chiller this time.
Yeah.
I had like crazy OCD after I gave birth to Lincoln, like to the point where I was notating everything in apps. Are you hungry? You can't possibly be hungry. You just ate. We're not eating again yet. Yeah. Mwah.
Her neck is
Someone's
so
gonna see this and
strong.
give me
She
crap
really
for
lifts her
kissing the
head.
baby that I kissed her. So.
Pardon?
I said someone's gonna see this and give me crap for kissing the baby on the face, but I didn't.
It's your kid.
Oh, hi.
Unless they choose to pay for college, too bad. You know? So I was reading this letter that Uncle Beach wrote to Papa Joe when Uncle Beach was stationed in Vietnam. And in the letter, he told Papa Joe that my mother said when she had children, they weren't going to be spoiled.
Because she was so spoiled. Like
I don't know.
I wonder where that came from.
I don't know. We weren't going to be spoiled. I think we were
Well, I
spoiled.
was certainly spoiled, so I
You
guess
were
she changed her
spoiled.
mind
Yeah.
because she spoiled me rotten.
You were fortunate. Oh, I froze.
Gross.
Oh, wait, there I
You
am.
still there?
Yeah. I just love watching her. I could just watch her forever. That's like the tough thing when you're a mom. They tell you you're supposed to sleep when they sleep, when they're that young. But like all you really want to do is watch them.
Well, you can't sleep when they're sleeping in 15-minute increments and then waking up because that's just torture. So
You have to channel the Morganti side of you because that's in our blood to be able to do that.
I just plan to stay up for the whole shift until tonight will be 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. And then I'll sleep from 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning until like, I don't know. Well, Lincoln's got his long day at school tomorrow, so technically I
Mm,
can sleep as long as I want.
yeah.
Because Patrick will take him
Heaven help his teachers. Is he
having
going to
what?
be cranky?
He's been okay. Well, he's sleeping now because he's got Patrick. So
Hmm.
he
I
had
had to
field trip
take
this week.
Robbie to preschool when Maria was an infant. And he was just finishing school because she was born in April. So that was,
No,
I don't
yeah, it's
know.
gonna
I
be super
remember,
fun this summer and also this winter break when they're both just home. I don't know what you're supposed to do with kids at that point. We haven't gotten that far. I guess just panic. New Jersey, I think, infamously is known for crazy expensive summer camps, and that is the solution here to childcare is just spending like $25,000 on summer camp. Uh, I'm not a fan of that.
no. See,
So
where we live, we have a swimming pool in our development. So I would pay a babysitter. Oh, I froze again. So I would pay a babysitter to um, come and watch the kids and take them to the pool, which really isn't like a bad babysitting job, you know.
yeah,
So
that's nice.
yeah, pack them with snacks, you know, take them to the pool. You get tan, they swim, they come home and sleep. It all works out. We had great babysitters, though. I think you have to give up some of your control and have babysitters because and ours were all, I say kids, but they were kids.
Yeah,
They weren't
neighborhood
adults.
kids.
But it
Ryan.
was like life saving.
Ryan was awesome.
Sometimes I'd have a babysitter with the kids and I'd be asleep. Yeah. I wasn't just like working or cleaning or whatever. Um, whatever I needed to do, I had a babysitter. Just like take them.
A lot
Yeah.
of people do that.
Hmm.
They have nannies or babysitters. We're gonna have to get babysitters. Yeah.
Well, for when I had Robbie, I'm trying to think what happened more. How come I can't remember the second child? This is terrible. Like I can't remember what I did with Maria. I know with Robbie I always had like um someone coming like to take him somewhere to do something, but when Maria was an infant, I don't remember what we did with her. Maybe nothing. I think I just had a babysitter for Robbie and I took care of Maria. And then when Maria got older, they both went with the babysitter.
I'm just so accustomed to the babysitter being someone who's related to
Hmm.
us. Like I never had babysitters that weren't related to us. They were always a grandparent or an aunt or something. It was always an
We
aunt.
had the best babysitters though. Like we
I
had
do.
Ryan and Raven, and they
Oh
were
yeah,
like
I
they're
loved
better
them.
than parents.
They
They
were
were
really good.
great doing. They used to do Raven used to do arts and crafts with the kids. The one time I came home, and this is when the kids were older, um, Ryan was making some kind of cups with chocolate and balloons. Like they were dipping the balloons in chocolate so it would form a bowl, and
That's
one of the
fun.
balloons popped and there was chocolate all over my ceiling, and you know
That's
thank
awesome.
god I'm not one of those mothers that are like, I think there might still be chocolate on my ceiling. Yeah, but we had
But yeah, I think that sometimes hooking up your toddler at least with a younger person and not necessarily a grandparent. Grandparents are cool too, don't get me wrong. But like Robbie for instance is college aged and I think they're able to just tap into that imaginative play
oh sure,
an easier way than adults are.
yes, yeah. I think one time when my mother was babysitting for Maria here, they made meatballs together. So Maria's like rolling the meatballs, getting her hands all in it, and mhm. Oh, our little girl's awake again. Yay! Not good for you. Well, maybe so. Maybe she'll sleep later. She really is up.
Hmm. Yeah,
Mhm.
she's not like this during the day.
Hey, did anyone tell you about our Christmas tree? We got our Christmas tree.
I heard you got a fake one.
The fake one, yes. So we got our fake Christmas tree, our $80 delivered from Amazon Christmas tree. It's really not that bad. We don't have ornaments on it yet, but it has like two different colors. You could do either like white lights or multicolored lights. And the multicolored lights in, because our tree's in our dining room with the gray walls and the blue and purple, looks really cool. Yeah,
That's
it's
neat.
pretty neat.
I am on the multicolor lights train now because Patrick convinced me that that's better for children. But I was more of a white light person. Are you pooping? Baby? Looks like we might be pooping. I guess we'll see.
Okay. We always had multicolored lights when we were kids. It was never a white light anything, even on the houses. And they were these really thick, like huge 3-inch light bulbs that were, no exaggeration, like what you see in those old shows and stuff. They were on the outside of the house, and if you touched them, you burned your fingers. It's amazing we're all alive. I was just thinking about that. Our generation, like Generation X, it is it's a wonder we're still alive. All the stuff you know, there was just no protection with us.
It's a wonder any kids made it through. Papa was saying that his Christmas tree burned down when he was a kid.
I never heard that story.
I don't. He never tells us these traumatic things. You have to like dig for it. But he was saying that he, um, I don't know, expressing some anxiety about our Christmas tree being real. And I was like, all right, well, like, what's this rooted in? Did you have a traumatic experience with the Christmas tree? And as it turns out, he did. So he said that they had some sort of a heater on and it caught the Christmas tree on fire. And that is why he has Christmas tree anxiety now.
That's interesting. See, okay, so I lived with him for 25 years of my life
I lived with him.
and never heard that story. So I didn't go through that trauma of the whole Christmas tree thing. I don't know. I don't get it.
I feel like there's so many mysterious Pete traumas that we can learn
Well,
about.
the ice cube thing, because
Oh,
his brother
because Uncle
choked on
Joe
an
turned
ice cube.
blue.
Yeah. And then
Swallowed an ice cube so no one can ever have ice for
nobody could ever
generations.
have ice. We couldn't have ice until we were adults. And even then, it was a bad thing. Um, we couldn't eat, nobody in our family drank root beer
Why?
because he got sick on it once. So root beer was like out. It was done.
I
I don't
don't
even
like.
remember. I was older before I had root beer. He would not let us drink root beer because he got sick on root beer.
He doesn't. He's afraid of dogs because a dog bit him once. I think a lot of unresolved trauma in the Morganti line.
And we all have it because of it. We we all suffer because of it. What
What could be
else was
your
there?
story?
I'm trying to think. There's lots of crazy things. I don't know. Oh, my kids couldn't go into the kitchen. We weren't allowed in the kitchen if they were cooking.
Oh, coffee.
Oh, forget it. Yeah.
Anything with coffee pots.
Hmm. Yeah.
I was scarred from that because one time I ran, I think it was Christmas or something. There was a holiday and I ran past where the coffee pot was
Yeah.
and he just panicked because the cord was hanging down and he was like, "You're gonna get burned." I got so
Yeah.
scared. From him, not from the coffee.
I'll have to ask my children what. I'm sure there's some trauma I had given them. Did they ever mention it?
I don't know. No. Gas is one that Papa has. He's afraid of running out of gas or having to get gas on his own because he doesn't like to pump it.
Okay.
And traveling in cars. Oh, I feel like you have that though. Traveling in cars or traveling in general, like you were full out panicking that Maria was going to drive back from the beach to our house, which is a 10-minute trip. You tracked her on your phone. So that might be a thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
Oh,
Yeah. Like it was when we were in Maryland and Robbie was driving from Pennsylvania to your house in Jersey. I didn't even look at my phone. I didn't track him. I didn't do anything. I knew he was going. You know what I mean? And I just but I was more comfortable that I wasn't even in the state. It's like, I didn't it was far enough away from it. Um and he
it's
did
crazy that you
fine.
you can be that plugged into your kids now, though.
I
Which
know.
was, I mean, it's such a far cry from the 90s and 80s, 70s, 60s when we all just like ran out in the streets and no one knew where we were. We were just at someone's house somewhere
Somewhere. I know.
in the neighborhood.
I know.
We would come
Yeah,
home
now I
from
know where my kids are
Vegas.
all the time.
Oh, my parents would be yelling down the street for me, and I was at the Conlins playing basketball.
They didn't even know where we were. We were gone. We used to go to Wyoming from where in West Pittston. Like we would be like 3 towns over, and nobody would know.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's wild.
Yes. Mhm. Yep. But I was the brazen one. Like I was the one who would drive everywhere, which wasn't good. Well, I mean, it was good for me, but I think that was one of the benefits of moving away is you didn't really have to answer to. There was no explanation.
Hmm.
You know, you
Well,
just
because you
said
didn't
you
have
were
to
somewhere.
overcome everybody else's fears in doing something.
Mhm.
You just did it.
Yeah. Yep. I still make sure the curling iron's unplugged. You don't do that.
I do. It's not a thing though. Like I always make sure it's unplugged.
So they don't the house doesn't burn down.
Candles.
Um
My mom always had a thing with candles. We weren't allowed to have candles.
well, see,
And
I was always afraid of candles cuz I was afraid my hair would catch on fire.
oh, that's weird. That's
Like
never happened
people
to anyone.
you know what drives me crazy? Like you go to somebody's house for a party or something and you go in their bathroom and they have a candle on the back of their commode, on the back of the toilet, right? So, what are you supposed to do with that? I have long hair. My hair is almost down in my butt in the back. Like there it's just an accident waiting to happen. You could hear the whoosh just, from
Ugh.
the flame in the
Yeah,
yeah.
no, I don't usually put open flames behind me,
No.
but I I've never had a fear about that.
I do. I have an what do they call it? There's no basis for the fear. Like none. It has to be a past life thing. I must have been in a fire or something in a past life. So, so how are we doing? Is she good? Do you need to change her?
She's okay.
Okay,
She still hasn't pooped. She will
she will.
eventually.
Just rub her belly.
I don't have Robbie anymore, but I feel like he would be maybe telling us to wrap up soon.
Yeah, I think he is.
He chatted.
I am. He's like Moses. I am.
Oh, here we go. If you want to. So, yeah, thank you for joining us for this very sleepy episode.
Yeah, the one we had to whisper so we didn't make the baby cry. Woohoo! Wait till she
Yeah.
starts screaming when she's older and she wants to grab the mic and everything. I can't wait. That'd be fun. All right, Carm. You and my little great niece have a good evening.
All right. Bye,
Bye
everyone.
everyone.